How to be successful. Tip number 8. Today I'm going to share with you this particular strategy related to tip number 8 on how to be successful. So how do you want to be successful? Basically, in your life there's a lot of things you need to decide whether to go ahead or not to go ahead. And sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you make a good choice. And because of that, your wealth, your relationship, everything related to you will be very, very interesting. However, what happens if you make a bad mistake? A mistake that is going to drain your resources, drain your time, and drain your emotion, and even drain your money. Then that's where things get a little bit, I will use the word disaster, because it only takes one particular incident that makes your life become disaster. And the fact is that in our life, throughout our years in terms of decision making, we are always making some mistakes. Whether you are 20 years old, 50 years old, or 70 years old, you will also tend to make mistakes, regardless whether you are very well qualified, very educated, IQ of 165, you will still make mistakes, because mistakes are not just because of you. It can be because of other people. It can be because of environment factor whereby you cannot control. So the fact is this: your decision making is going to change your life. Whether you go ahead with this particular path A, or path B, or path C, or anything that you want to decide, is going to change your life forever. So to be successful, you need to be very, very mindful that your decision making is going to make the difference. So how do we make good decision? Well, according to traditional way of decision making, you have a lot of different methods, different process. Sometimes we based on experience and decide, and the more experience we have, technically the better decision we will have. Not so true, because every time when there's a new incident that need to decide, the environmental change, the people that you meet change, the context change, the content also change. So can we say that every time we make a decision it's going to be much better? Not true. To be honest, not true. You can be so experienced, yes, you can increase your chances by a little bit here and there, but somehow or other you will still make mistakes, one way or another. It doesn't make a difference whether you experience 30 years in the experience in the business or anything. It doesn't really matter, because your decision making will, the context itself will be very different. So how do we actually make the better decision comparatively? We have to understand this fact is this: there will never be a perfect decision. Every 10 decisions that you make, probably 5 of them will be wrong. And because of these 5 of them which are wrong, then your life will be miserable. Agreed? Because of this, maybe one of them will create your life to be very, very extremely miserable. So the idea is this: make better decision, at least 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 in this aspect. So I have been doing this for the last 20 years in terms of decision making. I use the traditional methods of deciding to do or not to do. And same thing, 5 out of 10 failed. Some of them created a lot of losses for me, some of them created a lot of bad relationship with me, and seriously, I don't enjoy it. But after I learned this thing called Qimen, I'm able to do a chart reading and from there, basing on the question asked, I'm able to understand what is the problem in front of me and what are the chances of this particular question. I'm able to go into and decide whether it's good or not a good decision. You see, so Qimen is actually a very complex subject, but to make things easy for you if you do not know about this Qimen basically it's a tool. It's a tool basing on astrology and combined with the time, space, earth, etc., all the factors comes in. It creates a chart for you to visualize and tell you what's likely to happen. It's not going to be 100% accurate. 80-90% accuracy will be good enough, and from there, basing on the chart itself, it tells you an answer, and from there you're able to, based on your own situation, and decide to go ahead or not to go ahead with it. So there's an element of like a compass, tells you what to do, but eventually you still have to decide whether you want to go ahead to do or not to do. You see, so let me introduce this Qimen to you, and go to my website and see what it's all about. Have an open mind. Have to see what is available in front of you in the desk itself, and then from there, maybe if you're fated an affinity to learn Qimen and use Qimen properly, perhaps you can become one of the person that use this tool. And not everybody is able to learn because there might be some affinity involved. Okay, so I wish you good luck in your decision making, and thank you for watching my videos. Continue to watch. There will be more videos coming in. Thank you very much.